Alrighty. So good evening, guys. I think we're starting a little early. Yeah, a little early this week because last week I was like 35 minutes late. So yeah, we're going to be doing some more streaming of FF11 here. And I've already parked myself at Rabao here because we've got a bit of a to-do list. And part of that to-do list is going to be to get a coffer key for the quicksand caves and find the coffer so that I can have the map for that area. I'm pretty big on having maps, so I wanted to make sure that I worked on getting this one at some point. There are a few others on my list. You'll see a Fritz Cauldron is on there. I don't know if we're going to do that one tonight. And also Temple of Ugalepi. I have to do the coffer key for that one, as well as a Paintbrush of Souls. So there's always a lot of stuff to do on these, for this game. So I am not going to stress out. We're just going to get done basically what we can get done tonight. And that's it. So if you're tuning in, cool. I'm going to make a few adjustments to things just to make sure that I'm ready for tonight. So we're going to be using courier carry in a couple of these situations. I just want to make sure that that is all ready to go. And just get an automated big scissors going on here. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to head on out to the quicksand caves in western Altepa Desert. And we're going to be entering the zone at, I believe it's J9 of this particular map. According to FF11 Clopedia, let's get a slightly higher drop rate for the coffer keys out there. So I don't know what the truth of that is, but we're going to go out there anyway because I believe all the different enemy types are out there as it is. How you doing, Kanya? This game is pretty dead. Except not on my screen right now. Alright, we're going to head west and then Duke on south, and we're going to enter the quicksand caves there. And we're looking to basically kill just about anything out there. I just had a cold, actually. I had a cold for a few days. I'm still recovering from it. So if I cough in your ears, guys, I apologize for that. I do not intend to. I will try to turn my mic off, but chances are I will not be fast enough to do that every single time. Alright, so we're looking for sand spiders, we're looking for helm beetles, sand eaters, which I believe are worms, and then 3 different Antikin types, Hastatus, Princeps, and Signifer. So that's basically the warrior, the paladin, and the black mage type. We want to go a little farther south. Excuse me. And enter the quicksand caves there. And once we arrive there, we'll just try to get a coffer key. And then we'll go and actually look for the coffer key. And we're doubling up on quests here because while we're looking for the coffer key and map, we're also going to be looking for the the key item that we need for this quest, which is the missing piece. And this is in order to get the teleport Altepa scroll. I like to collect scrolls, and I already have the teleport Devazal and teleport Yote scroll. So this will just complete the set here because I do plan on getting my white mage up to 42 at some point just to be able to have all the teleports available. Take it easy, Kanye. Thanks for stopping by. Alrighty. So I haven't been here in a really long time at this particular entrance. But I kind of sort of do remember it. These helm beetles do drop the key. They're level 51 to 58. Oh, and we're level 73 now. We just dinged 73 a little earlier today. So congrats to me, I guess. And I've got a nice new macro set as well, which just switches my combat gear on when I'm in combat, because I'm now using dust gloves, which decrease my movement speed. So I had to redo my entire idle set So now I have a combat specific set that I swap on when I go into combat. A harm set, obviously, and then my standing gear is basically my charm gear or MP gear, so I can refresh up, lots of MP, and just have it for Stone Skin, Blink, all that stuff when I'm in the Treasures of Erdon areas. Now, I didn't think to actually get Signet, but I don't really plan on being in these areas that long, and I don't think these are going to really give me much XP, so I'm not worried. I did sub Thief because, you know, I've noticed even when I'm farming like stuff that's in the 60s, I tend to not take a lot of damage anyway, so Courier Carry is going to do most of the work today. She's going to tank. It's unlikely that I will steal hate from her. And we'll just sort of kill our way through this. And now that I'm entering this zone, I actually did try to come here in the early 50s to XP here. I think it was Spider versus Helm Beetle. It was one of the camps on a few of the different charts out there for Beastmaster, and after coming here and assessing it, I realized really quickly that it was not a good camp. Spiders are good and all, but these beetles are paladin types, just like Courier Carry is, and they take forever to kill. So I don't care what weaknesses you think you're matching up, it just takes way too long to kill paladin types. You really don't want to XP on beetles. You don't want to XP on crabs. And that's one of the reasons I've actually eschewed Boyata Tree pretty significantly in my Beastmaster solo chart as well. There are just so many camps from way back in the day where you would XP on crabs, and so, you know, at 4 or 5 levels above where you'd go with a party, you'd go there. You could go there as Beastmaster, you know, rule of thumb kind of thing. And I decided that just is not an acceptable. It's just not acceptable, you know, to kill mobs like that, because you can kill stuff that has less HP, that aren't paladins, that don't have ridiculous defense and health, and you will get XP way faster. And that's just something you should avoid in general. Don't fight crabs, guys. Don't fight beetles. It's just really stupid. Oh, I wish this cold would go away. I've had it since like Sunday. And last week my wife had what we thought was like a cold or the flu or something. She was real sick. It just turned out to be allergies, it seemed like. She just had a really bad flare-up as the weather got warm around here in New York. And she's fine now. She just kind of came out of it one day. A little Flonase helped her out, I think. I guess I could have been getting a little conquest points here with the XP that's here, but that's okay. You're not going to actually sleep to me, are you? Wow, he did sleep to me. Well, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. And I didn't resist that even in the slightest. And now he's going to have a hell of a time hitting Courier Carry, so he'll probably cast Poison Gun or something stupid and wake me up before the duration of this even wears off. Oh boy, I need to take my Vicks. Courier Carry is a paladin type, so she should have resist sleep as a trait. I do believe the pets inherit all of those job traits just the way that players on jobs do, so you know, it's impossible to check her sleep duration, but at least she's tanking, so she'll get woken up. Oh, Tornado, that's a funny one. These mobs that cast ancient magic are always fun. Right now in my sort of level range, there are goblins you can fight Babiki Bay. They range level 73 to 76, and the black mage type out there casts ancient magic, and it's just funny how much damage you do while they're casting something like Tornado or Freeze or whatever it is they cast. You just sit there and just rail on them and take out like 30% of their health while they're casting a spell, and then it inevitably gets interrupted, which is like the biggest waste of time. Unfortunately, that is sort of off, sort of balanced out by the fact that there are also Beastmaster type goblins out there, the animal ears, and they're a real pain because you got to kill the pet, and then you got to kill the goblin, and sometimes you don't kill the goblin fast enough, and it resummons a pet. It's a whole big deal. All right, getting some drops here. Looks like we may get a link here or two. We'll see. We'll see what happens if this Princept is perceptive enough. Suppose he's not. But we can always try to rush this guy along a little bit with some big scissors and rampage action. Alright, let's see if we can blow some charges here. We definitely accumulated a number of charges while sleeping during that last battle, so we're good here. I don't think we're going to have an opener, though. Oh yeah, we will. We just got one up, so that's great. And when we're ready to like switch rooms, we'll just sort of rest, courier carry. Piece of rotten meat. These guys range up to level 59, so if one of them aggroes me just barely, I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's about 15 levels usually before you're completely free of the aggro thing. And this guy's EP, but I mean that's con stuff EP like really low level below you. Like it's crazy. It's way lower than 3, you know. But for stuff to be like 2 weak, it has to be like almost 20 levels below you. All right, we're coming up on Raging Strikes. I don't have any of my White Mage spells because I'm Sub Thief. I don't care. No, not Protect 3. So later in the stream, we'll probably go out to Mount Zayom for 45 minutes to an hour or so, and we'll do some XPing out there. I've been working on trying to figure out a really good camp at 73. Certainly the Boyata tree is an option. I could grab the Corrigans there, and I could kill Steel Shells, I could kill Gobus. Now, I went there at 72, and I gotta tell you, it's terrible XP. You know, going back to what I said 10 minutes ago, don't fight crabs. And the Gobus, they're level 74 to 77, so at 72, they're a little rough with EM Corrigans. And at 73, they should be a little easier. It would actually be the sweet spot for XP. But man, do they use a lot of status effects. They really, really do. I think the worst thing about camping out in the Boyata tree is the area that you would XP at this level. On the Eden server, DSP, whatever. There are 6 Gobus. There's 2 packs of 3. And they're fairly condensed within each other, so pulling the first one out of each pack is a little challenging, but not impossible. There are 1 Corrigan sort of mixed into each group of 3 Gobus. And that's great. So you've got this fantastic sort of like, okay, I've got 2 pets, I can swap between them, but you got to convert them to EM first, because you want to get every single drop of power you can out of your pets, right? Because your power is in your pets. And the problem is, Boyata Tree has 60-minute respawn timers. So if you're going to be converting mobs, it's going to take you a long time, possibly to convert mobs to EM. Because something at 72 to 75, that's 1 in 4 chance of actually getting it at the level that you want it to be. So it could just take a while. I looked out that when I got up there at 72, there was already a Corrigan that was EM. And I was able to convert the second Corrigan up there on one respawn. So I just used him as a pet. I let him die, and when he respawned, he was EM to me. So I was like, sweet, that's awesome. But you can't rely on that luck all the time. All right. And we're getting little chunks of XP here. It's not too bad. It's getting us a little buffer a little bit at a time. We've made 220 XP or so. Courier Carry is going to need a rest. Most likely. I could give him a reward right now. Just let him eat some. That gives it regen too. Courier carry is afflicted with flash. Has that always been the text for that? I kind of feel like that's intense. It's an intense way to say it's got flash on it. So all of these mobs are key mobs. Every single one of the ones in this room. The Signifer, the Hastistus, and the Princep, and the Helm Beetles. Not the Sand Lizards, but there are spiders. Sand spiders. Actually, the Sand Lizards do drop keys, as well as the Sabotender. So, yeah, everything in this room drops keys. That's great. But we're going to have to get Carrie's HP up at some point. I'm probably going to get a link over here. Yep, here it comes. Well, let's bubble shower. Lower their strength a little. Man, I feel not so great. And I haven't done a lot of talking today. I actually had the day off of work. I had to take my wife to the airport at 4 o'clock this morning. And came home and just went to sleep. So I will finish this dude off here. And give Carrie a reward here. Because it looks like we're not going to have the opportunity to rest her just yet. And I did a little shopping this week, actually. So when I hit 72, I went out and bought a Panther mask. I finally bought my own Herbergian. I farmed my own life belt. I got a pair of dust gloves for 140-something K. I got rank 6, so I bought my Royal Guards collar, finally. Something I really, really wanted for a long time. So yeah, I've upgraded my gear significantly. And there goes the game crashing. That seems to happen in the first hour. For whatever reason, every single time I stream. So I actually had turned on a test stream about 30 minutes before the stream, thinking, oh yeah, I cleared it out because it crashed, but nope. Here it is, crashing again. So we're going to have to wait for ourselves to be logged out before we can log back in. Oh, but this coffer key seems to be pretty simple to get. It's really just a matter of luck at this point. So I guess I'm going to look on the website and see when it logs me out. It says I'm still logged in, so I'll wait a minute and I'll blow my nose while we're waiting. Being sick sucks, guys. At least I'm on the tail end of it. And we're still waiting for the server to log us out. We're still online. I think. Let's see if it's going to tell us we're still online. Oh, there it goes. We should get Courier Carry back, and she may have killed our ant as well, and we'll see if we got a coffer. We did. We got a coffer key while we were offline, by the way. All right, that's pure hacks, I guess. All right, so we do not have the map for this area. We're going to need to go and find it. So this is one of those places where I don't have a great head for directions, but I know that I'm going to need to exit the zone here and go to Eastern Altepa. So that's what we're gonna do. See, we got no map. We're getting through our to-do list already. I am happy. I'm going to have her stay and just heal up. She'll follow me wherever I go. She's very loyal. And there's really no reason for me to use Courier Carry over, say, another pet like Fungar right now, which is debatably a little stronger in terms of weapon skills. But I had some carries. I bought them off the auction house to sort of keep around for little shit like this. And she does cap at 75, so right now she's either level 71, 72, or 73. and that's better than Fungar because he caps at 65. Plus Paladin type, you know, just it's easy just to have a mob tank for you when you're doing stuff sub thief, you know, like you don't have to worry about healing yourself or anything like that. Just makes it real easy. I do have to farm a number of Coffer Keys for my warrior as well, but that is, I gotta say, it's not really a priority. That AF for warrior is terrible. None of it's really that great. So I have not. I got the feet because that was kind of the best piece, and I've been sitting on the rest of them. I am beast. That's right, Stutzer. I'm beast. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Eastern Altepa Desert zone south of Rabao here. It's going to be a bit of a walk, and we're going to enter the Quicksand Cave there because that's where you hit most of the Coffer Key or Coffer spawn points. There's a couple of drop downs that you can take, and then you got to kind of worm your way around and whatnot. But what I do need to do is check out also where the points are for the other quest, and I do believe they are in roughly the same places, so I'm gonna find out when I get there, I guess, because again, I don't really have a great mind for the Quicksand Caves. It's one of those zones I didn't spend a whole lot of time in when I played retail. You know, it's not like Boyata Tree or something, you know, where oh, you go there for a whole bunch of things. Like, I think I did my Savage Blade quest here somewhere, and maybe I had someone walk me through a bunch of stuff. But it's not something that I have committed to memory the same way as some of the other zones. And I would say, I'm glad that I'm kind of leveling Beast in this era server type of environment, because I had unlocked a Beast and maxed it already before COP even came out. So getting to... Well, no, that's not true. It was before C was implemented, but I did ding 75 in Babiki Bay there. But it was like really early after COP came out. So I didn't get to experience any of the treasures about Ergon areas as Beastmaster. And I think when you do something on Beast and you're running around a zone solo, you kind of you get to learn the landscape a little better, rather than when you're running with a group of people and you're just kind of like, hey, follow that guy, he knows where he's going. And so I've been spending a lot of time. I spent a lot of time in Baflow Thickets and Wajum Woodlands. I spent a little time in Halvong, walking around there, checking it out. But I spent a lot of the last 2 levels in Mount Sayom, and it looks like I'm going to go all the way from 71 to 75 there. So at the very least, I'm going to get 74 there. And that is still 36,000 XP away, so I'm not worried about that. But the Campomat out there, it's a challenging one. It's not one of those camps that's real smooth, and that's why I wanted to I'm going to put it on stream a little bit later, because it's challenging, and if you're familiar with Mount Zayom, it's the area where the energetic Aruka spawns, and I keep spawning the damn thing, and it's incidental. Because the two Arukas that spawn by this little tree are one of them is a placeholder for the energetic Aruka, and when the Jagal uses recoil dive, which is their version of screwdriver, it can do a shitload of damage, and I'm talking, I've seen it do 1599 to a pet, and I just get the sense that the Jagals are overtuned a little bit. Because in reading the older Beast guides, it says that the Arukas can take out the Jagals without any real issue. But I've had a lot of issues. And I'm talking even at 73 now. The last that 3k XP that I got buffer was not easy. It wasn't like the last couple of levels where it was just send a pet at this thing and melee with it and kill it. Those Jagals, they're hardcore, man. They hit hard, they have evasion boost and defense boost, and they have recoil dive, which does a lot. I got hit with a recoil dive myself for 849, and Stoneskin had just worn off because it had used its sort of AoE water splash thing or whatever. with the strength down, and I was casting Erase because I didn't notice it right away. And in the middle of casting Erase, it turned to me, and I guess I'd smacked it before my casting animation. It turned to me and recoil dived me, and I was like, "Wow-wee, that's a shitload of damage." And I was glad that I still had blinks up because the next couple of hits went into blink. But yeah, those Jaggles, they don't fuck around, man. They mean business every single time. For some reason, I was logged into Discord. I really got to look at that. It logs me into my Discord server's voice channel every time I turn on the stream, and I think that's because of something I have going on in the background here. It also turns on my webcam automatically for some reason, despite it not being part of this profile. So, all right, so we're going to be going to this quicksand cave entrance right here. All right, and I think that's where we want to be. I'll know once I go in and see what coordinates we're at there, but pretty sure that's where we want to go. If anyone's familiar with this particular coffer key, please do let me know. Feel free to chime in. But I can see already on the map where I kind of want to go in terms of getting the coffer keys. I see where I want to be. Oh, I also upgraded my charisma gear. I didn't go over that either. So I actually also broke my pickup trials. I picked it up at level 71, and I broke it just before I dinged 73. So that was about 10 hours of XP, I suppose. And I figured I do about 30 rampages an hour or so. Every 2 minutes I kill a mob, do a rampage. So that pretty much worked out. I think I did it in just under 9 hours. So it was a little more than 30 an hour. Yeah, I upgraded my charisma gear. I actually bought Melody earrings. I upgraded to Angel's rings. I picked up these amazing trainer's gloves from Kobe. I think I had them last week. And I bought a Panther's mask that has 5 charisma on it. It's also my TP set for haste. So, yeah, things are looking up. 72 is a great level for any job. And it was definitely beneficial for me to get there. And getting texts from my wife. She's in Iowa this week visiting her sister. Alright, so let's see. Let's see what the coordinate here is when we enter in. I'm hoping that it's like L6 or something, or L4. Yeah, L4. But we'll find out in a sec, I guess. Yes, okay, L4. So this is the right map to be on. Alrighty. So I think in theory I probably could have just come here because I think the sand spiders are here. Yeah, there they are popping in here. Sand spiders, helm beetles are all in this area. This is where I came to test XP around level 52, I believe. And I converted a bunch of spiders to 52, but man, trying to kill a level 58 beetle with a spider is just no bueno. So I had it on my list for a little while on the Beast Guide, and I swiftly removed it after I had come here and seen what it was all about. Alright, so in this room here, we are going to want to fall down onto the east side of the cliff. So we're going to want to follow the wall here, and we're going to want to fall down, and the trail is going to take us south, then west, and then south again, from what I can tell here. Yeah, so there we go. We shouldn't get any aggro from these guys, but if we do, Courier Carry is, well, she's somewhere. There she is. She's popping in. Really don't feel that like anything here is dangerous to me. Alright, and then this opens up to kind of a big room, and we're going to want to fall along the north wall and look down a little crevasse to see if Also, we're going to be checking all these little points because we want a ancient tablet fragment. But we might also pick up the Antiquin tag. So it could be either one. I don't really know. I don't know what that one was. It wasn't the thing I was looking for, though. So we're going to move on here. All right, we're going to check the first coffer spawn. I don't know why I keep opening the map. Because I'm so used to having the map for every area that I go to. Alright. So yeah, there's going to be a drop down here. We're just going to look down the drop down. We're not actually going to go down the drop down. We're going to look down the drop down and see if the coffer is there. And if it is, then we will fall down the drop down. But it doesn't look like it is there. Although, according to this, I have to drop down to see if it's in there. And that kind of sucks because I don't want to do that. I'll come back here because actually falling down there is where the other like 5 spawns are. So there's a couple of spawns back this way. Right off the big room. We're going to go south off the big room. And the first room on our left and the third room on our left are going to be potential spawn points for the coffer. And then while we're in here, we're going to look for those spots for the Altepa quest, Teleport Altepa quest. Alright, so there should be 6 sort of guard rooms coming up after this curve here. And we're going to be checking the first one on the left and the third one on the left. Yep, here's the first one. There should be a spawn point in here. It might be behind the rock because that's how Square Enix rolled. It's not there, so we're going to go 2 down to the left. And then we'll double back and see if it's in one of the other spawn points. Some of this is familiar to me. Like I said earlier, I haven't spent a lot of time in this area. But some of this looks pretty familiar to me. Like, I did stuff here. like 15 plus years ago, you know? Alrighty. So this is where the other spawn point is for the coffer, but it's not in here. From what I can tell. Should be right around here, I guess. Alright, so we're going to double back. The funniest thing about this was getting that key while I was disconnected. That's hilarious. That's not the first time it happened either. I think I got my Bedeau coffer key or a Crawler's Nest coffer key while I was R0ing, and I was killing the mob, I think it was Crawler's Nest. I was killing a Helm Beetle, and I disconnected. I came back, my pet had killed it, and I had a Crawler's Nest coffer key in my inventory. So, rock on to the pets that keep fighting even when the master is disconnecting. Alrighty, so now we're going to go back the way that we came. Hang a left. We're going to fall down that little spot. And it's going to take us actually onto another map, which has several other spawn points. No, I don't think so. I think they fight on. They fight on. And even you fight on. I mean, you still, like, swing your axe or whatever. Because I know when I've recovered from R0s, my animations, like, all load in, and I swing the axe, like, 30 times. And it's hilarious. Alright, we're falling down here. There's a coffer spawn point just up ahead. In a little room. A circular little room. Oh yeah, no, I think the biggest bug right now for Beast is not being able to use ready or sick when you're fighting a pet. And actually, it's after you've engaged a pet, because when I fought, you can check out my Matt video from last week, and I could send Courier Carry in with a command to use Big Scissors, but the moment that I specifically engaged Matt's rabbit, I was locked out of using the ready command for the rest of the fight, even when the pet had died. So yeah, it has something to do with like your claim status. That's a bug that needs to be looked into. But I can send you a link to the map video at some point, sets. Alrighty, so let's go on ahead. There wasn't a coffer in that room like there should have been. We're going to hang a sharp right and go west down a long hallway here. And at the very end of this hallway is another coffer spawn point. I think these guys are still all the same level, so nothing going on here. Yes, I did Beast in Retail, yep. The same way I'm doing it now, all solo. Okay, so there would be a coffer at the end of this hallway. There is not. So we're going to double back. And there's a tiny little room off of where we came in. Straight up on the right side here. And that's another spawn point. I think it's that little right hand turn up ahead here. There it is. Alrighty, so there's the coffer. We're gonna pop it, and we're gonna have our magic map. Okie dokie. So now we've got a map. Alright, so what we need to do now is go and check out the missing piece. We want to figure out where all of these spawn points are for this particular quest. And I see them now on Encyclopedia here. I believe we already checked the two that were there in that room. So let us go back here. Okay, so I'm going to hang a right. We're going to go to the little, if you imagine that this little area of the map looks like a snake head, we're going to go there. There are two potential spawns there for this thing, it looks like. Yeah. Or, no, it looks like there's just one. Okay, I see. I know where it is. It's at the very end of this hallway, right there. In the middle there. So in order to get there, we need to head south and then east. Yes, this way. You know, Square Enix really spent a lot of time making these areas very intricately designed, and I respect that a lot for them doing that. But it's such a shame because, you know, you might XP in a couple of these different areas, but coming like really far into some of these zones, you just wouldn't do it really. You know, you'd find the best spot at a zone to camp out, and then that'd be it. You wouldn't really go much farther than that. So I feel like, you know, a lot of the areas, while there was so much manpower and design put into them, here's another potential spot where it could be. A lot of these areas just kind of went unseen. All right, so cool. We got the ancient tablet fragment. So we got it. And now we need to figure out a way to get out of here. And that's pretty simple because the zone is right there. All right, perfect. But yeah, I like walking around these zones. Generally, I've said it before. When I go to zones, I'm usually the only one in here, doing these sort of random things. And that's what I do. I just kind of roam the world by myself in a game that really is not geared for being played that way, but is very possible with certain jobs. I will say too that you know, as much as I like Beastmaster for what it can do, I've been very impressed by what Puppet Master can do as well. There have been a number of times where I've watched, you know, well, just got a big message from someone about some. You know, I've watched my friend Rev, he's one of the Link Show leaders, play the job in a number of different capacities, as a healer, as a soloist, and I like the flexibility of the job. It's rather interesting, I would say. you know, Beast is sort of set in its ways, I guess. It does what it does. Pet's always tank for you. You're the DPS, and Puppet Master, that's just one of the roles that you can play with it, you know. These guys are higher level. No, they're lower level. Yeah, we're not worried about these dudes. And this should take me up. Yep. Okay, wonderful. So we're going to walk to Rabao from here and hand in the ancient tablet fragment. So far, that's two quick things off the list here. We got the key while disconnecting. We found the coffer just now, and right near the coffer was the ancient tablet fragment that we needed for the teleport Altep quest. So I figured I'd be able to do it all in sort of one go, and it only took half an hour to do it. That whole thing. So I guess we are going to go out to Fritz Cauldron. Because I think I now have all the map for the entire Kuzatz region. I've gotten Quicksand Caves, I've gotten Rabao, obviously all this stuff is done. I've also gotten Koftal Tunnel. I haven't gotten Cape Terragon, I don't think, but I do have Gustav Tunnel. So Lowlands, I've got all of those. I've got Nord because I just unlocked Zillart missions. Sea Serpent Grotto and Kazam I've got as well as the jungles. I do not have a Fritz Cauldron, and I don't have Temple of Ugalepi or Rancor Den. And I think Rancor Den is either a coffer or it comes with the Ugalepi map, but I think it's a coffer. So Den of Rancor is a scary place. One of my it's a zone I avoided a lot too when I was in retail. Like, never really liked going down there solo. I think I did a couple of pet Hakutaku runs for a little while down there. That's cool. But the zone, I'm not a fan of indoor zones, and that's something that you'll definitely see reflected in my XP chart. It's so much easier to XP in outdoor areas as a Beastmaster. You just need 8 mobs. You need 4 pets. Well, you don't even need 8 mobs. You really only need 6. You need 4 prey, for sure. And then you need 2 pets to cycle through, or you need a matched pet for each one. Interestingly, when I was doing Mount Zayom, I did Aruka versus Aruka, which are those fire-breathing crawlers out there. And I was at a camp that actually had 7 pets, or 7 mobs. And there was 3 pairs and then an extra. And what I did was I used pet number 1 to kill prey A, pet number 2 to kill prey B, pet number 3 to kill prey C, and then I went back and used pet number 2 to kill prey D, and then went back to number 1. So the second pet in the middle got used every other battle pretty much, and it was pretty good XP because he always got up to full again while I was fighting the other mob. And yeah, Aruka stuff's easier to convert to the level you want in the outdoor areas too. You know, I said earlier I don't want to go to Boyata Tree because if I had to convert Korrigans, I got to wait like 16 minutes for them to respawn. What am I going to do for 16 minutes? Use one Korrigan, wait for him to heal, use the same Korrigan to fight the next mob. Like, at best, you're going to get a chain 2 like that, you know, and it's going to be maxed out time. So outdoor areas are great because as a rule of thumb for Beastmaster, for keeping chain, you just need 4 prey. And if you get 2 to 3 pets, you're good. So you keep your camp real small, your zoo real small. Outdoor areas with 60-minute respawns, or indoor areas, you need something like 9 pets or 9 prey. And so again, if you're not rocking just 2 pets, which is unlikely in those areas since there's usually gobs of one mob type, gobs of another mob type, and I don't mean gobs as in goblins, I mean like shit tons of them. And then there's stuff that links all the time, like lizards or rabbits, and it just becomes a real kind of pain. In the Boyata Tree, it's Mandies, right? It's Mandies and rabbits that link like crazy. And then Korrigans upstairs are also Mandy type. And it's all indoors. Oh, and spiders and death caps, mushrooms, all that stuff links. It's a real pain in the butt. So when you're in the indoor area, the respawns are high. So if you don't have a high density of mobs in like a sort of relatively small area where you can kind of like move quickly to keep chain going, then you've got these large routes that you're taking to do XP in. So if you go way back to about a month ago when I was in Biometry, doing 61 to 63, I think, I was doing Bark Spiders versus Death Caps, or Bark Spider versus Bark Spider, and the route that I was taking on that video is like a 15-minute route to run through this giant, circle and doubling back and going back around and around and around. And like, that's just daunting. It's easier to stay in a nice condensed area, few pets, lots of prey, and you only need 4 of them in outdoor areas. When you're dealing with indoor areas, it's just too annoying. And the Beastman zones, those are 12-minute respawn timers, which is better, but then you're dealing with stuff that either casts spells all the time or has job traits that you have to kind of worry about. Like, there's certain mobs types you just eliminate. Like, at least in this game, you're looking at entire mob families. You're saying, oh, I'm never killing beetles, I'm never killing crabs. Fine. But if you've got to try to kill around every single, like, paladin orc you see, or every paladin or every orc monk or paladin or white mage you see, it's just annoying. Gobs are only advantageous because sometimes they blow themselves up so the XP can go fast. But on average, you're still taking 90 seconds to kill a gob, even with the explosions. So it's just a give and take. If you can find an outdoor area, always go to an outdoor area, because they're superior in every way, pretty much. Alrighty. So he wants me to go back to Sandoria, which is where I want to go anyway. So we are going to do that. I'm going to need a little MP for casting Warp because I didn't put my Lamia Mantle on, which was my fault. And we're going to go hand in this quest. Add to Cathedral. We've got a whole bunch of stuff that we can sort of drop here. A lot of stuff that's not worth anything. We don't care much about. Alright. Let's warp. So now getting to Kazam is always tricky business. What I may just end up doing is... Oh, I gotta drop this thing off in my Mog house anyway, so I'll change my sub job on the way back. Yeah, I gotta get out to Ifrit's Cauldron. That's kind of a pain. So I may just go to... I may just walk it. I don't know if the eastern side or the western side is better, so... Maybe I'll go to the wiki and find out. I think I've got Cauldron Coffer Key on one of my tabs. I don't know, though. Alright, let's find this dude real quick. So one of the beautiful things about Beastmaster, I know his name is Charlotte Magnate. I don't know where the hell he is, so I'm going to wide scan him. And we will find him real quick that way. Unless he is somewhere real special that we don't see him. There he is. So he's on wide scan. It says he's on the first floor, so he's downstairs, it looks like. Is he upstairs? That would be weird to me. I thought he said he was on the first floor. On the lower level of the Sandorian Cathedral. Oh, he's downstairs, yeah. So I gotta go downstairs in the cathedral. I think that's this way, the other way. It's one of these ways. This way. Yep, there he is. How you doing, buddy? Alright, so I've got to come back on a different day, I guess, to get the scroll. That's fine. I'll just have to make a note of that in my brain, or we'll do it later on in the stream. Okay. So let's bring up. Let's see what it says here. Yeah. Oh, I just have to go to a zone and come back, so I can do that. I will switch my sub job and come back and talk to him. All right. So we want a cauldron, coffer key. And let's see what the levels of the mobs here are. They should be roughly the same that they were there. Nope, they're a little higher. They're level 60 to 69. Dire bats are 60 to 64. Volcano wasps are 61 to 64. Old Opo Opo 61 to 65. And volcanic gases. So dire bats is probably going to be the target thing that we want. I am not going to be subbing Thief this time around. That will be way too difficult to do. I'm going to need to sneak and invis my way around the cauldron as well, as I know. So we are not going to take any chances there. Alright, let's go get our scroll. Yeah, we're going to have to make our way to Fritz Cauldron. I'm trying to see if there's any information on if it's easier to get to them one way or the other, but I really don't know that it matters too much. Okay. But yeah, dire bats. Dire bats. That's going to be what we want. Glad to be done with these teleport scrolls at least. Yeah, I'm always surprised when I see them up on the auction house when I was breezing through white magic spells. You only get one of these per character, guys. I guess it is going to have to be another day or whatever on Eden. That's fine. Let's get out to the El Shimo uplands because I have the outpost there and it'll take us right to a Fritz Cauldron. I can wide scan around and I can find whatever I need to find. The best pet to use is going to be the Opo Opo. If I can find Opos and maybe familiar one, that will be the best thing to do to take out the dire bats. If I see any Dodo Mechis, I'll take them out too because I know that I want to farm Hakutaku Eye Cluster at some point. So I need the 5 eyes. And I haven't been out there to do any of that stuff. So let's just double check that we've got our sub job in place. And let's get out of here. So we want to go to El Shimo Uplands. Yep, I'm going to teleport with, oh boy. I'll give you conquest points, why not? I'm not doing anything else with them right now. Alright, so points 1 and 2 are done on our list here, and we are heading to the cauldron for a coffer key up there. So I don't think any of these Tomberries aggro. No, 44, 45, 49. We are good. iBar is a great plugin just for telling you mob levels and what they aggro to. It's really great. Saves you a lot of time looking stuff up like that. Alrighty, so we're gonna go this way, which is gonna take us up to this little spring opening up here, and then there's a straight shot to Mount Yatunga. So there are some corals and some goblins around here. I looked at this as an XP camp, potential XP camp as well. But the problem is that Master Corel is in the way, and he's higher level than you'd like to deal with in most cases. And some of these goblins were goblin traders. They're all goblin traders, and they have pets, which is really annoying, even the one down here. So I was really checking this area out, like, this could really work, but nope, it doesn't. And it's unfortunate. Because it's outdoor area, and there are 4 goblin traders. And there are plenty of these worker crawlers around to use as pets. So, but dealing with a goblin pet is just really, it's not that fun. And up here there was another potential camp as well. I think it was reapers or something like that. Hunters, yeah. But there was only these 3. And the other goblin is a bit farther away. So trying to keep chains here too seemed like it would have been a difficult prospect. Alright, so spoiler alert, I haven't been to a Fritz Cauldron yet. At all. Oh, there's also no pets around here to actually kill these goblins. This makes it kind of annoying. I haven't been here in a long, long time. Certainly not since I made Ashton. So this will be fun. And I'm going to have to get my bearings real quick. Because I do remember that a Fritz Cauldron is one of those zones that can be pretty punishing. People come here to mine. Like this dude over here. He's wearing mining gear. I imagine he's trying to get that sweet ore. Whatever the hell spawns here. Out of Adamant maybe? I don't know. Alright. Let's see what we got here. I mean, I'm tempted to just break out courier carry, but let's see. Volcanic gases. Yes, these things are still kind of a challenge even for me now. I don't know that the wasps drop stuff. They do. Okay. So what I'm going to do is we're going to call in courier carry. Let's use our 2-hour. Let's just get her buffed up and let's kill some stuff. Let's see if we can get this this coffer key. All right. Having maps to all the areas is just it's just a nice thing to have, you know. And we do have White Mage sub now, so this could take a little while, I guess. Let's be glad we did the first 2 things in 35 minutes. Because these might take a while. It's good to know that this stuff is right right here at the zone. I don't know if this counts as an indoor area or what. I wonder. Let's see. It seems to me like it would be an outdoor area. Yeah. It's non-consequential. We're probably going to be moving a lot. We're also at J7. Oh, we got a Cauldron Coffer Key first kill, guys. Look at that. Isn't this a great stream? Alright, so we need to go find the coffer now. Okay, so we're at J8. I don't know what map we're on. I'm going to look that up now. Alright, I see what map we're on. Alrighty. So we want to go... We definitely want to go south here and hang a right. Alright, so we know some of this stuff aggroes us, so we're just going to put up things. Complete hacks. With sub White Mage, mind you. It took me like a dozen kills to get the Quicksand Coffer Key with sub Thief. And we got some really good sneaking and viz here too. I guess because it's Wednesday. I don't know. That's one of those silly Final Fantasy theories, right? Like, oh, it's Wednesday. You must have gotten good buffs because of that. Alright, I think there's a coffer key that is up here potentially, or coffer that's up here potentially, and I'll be able to see a second spawn point. If I find it this quick, I will definitely be calling hacks. So it bends to the north after this, and there should be, it could be a coffer up here. There is not, but I'll be able to see if there's one to the west as well, over there. Let's see. That'll save me the trouble of going down there or not. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It would be right at the top of this little thing here. All right, so we're going to double back here. And when we get to the end of the line here, we're going to hang a right and then a left, and we're going to be at a little sort of open area. I think that's where Tyrannic 2 Rock spawns. Yeah, looks about right. So we're going to go down this way. It's nice that we were able to check 2 of those spawn points pretty easily, just right there. Alrighty. So this is heading west, then it's going to bend north, and then west again. And we're going to be in like an oval-shaped room. This looks like a decent XP area. If you like to run a lot for Beastmaster, you could pair up those wasps with the bombs. My issue would be that there seems to be only really 1 wasp per bomb in a lot of these spots, and that is not safe. So the other coffers should be right here. It's right there. So here we go. We're like Charlie Sheen tonight, guys. We are winning. Alright, we got a map of a Fritz Cauldron. And we've got a bomb that we're about possibly aggroing us. There we go. He's not going to aggro us. And now we've got the map for a Fritz Cauldron. Look at that. Wonderful. So in the first hour, we've completed 3 things already. That's great. Maybe we should go down to the Temple of Ugalepi and do that one while we're here, because I'm getting through this to-do list a little too fast, guys. I didn't know I was going to have this kind of luck. And I'd rather not teleport anywhere now that I used my 2-hour on Courier Carry. I want to keep her intact for a little while longer. So this is the zone out where we came in. Yeah, complete hacks though, right? That's, oh, the zone's up here. All right. Yeah, these gases, they're kind of spread out, but there's a decent amount of them, and they range 62 to 68. So the 1 wasp versus the bomb there, you'd have to fight with the wasp though. So this would be like a stone skin every single battle situation. I would say you definitely need a dark staff if you're going to do the XP here, because you're going to be resting a lot. A lot. I did not include it on my chart. I honestly did not. Because it's a convenient zone to get to, but yeah, I didn't. When you're in this level range, you can just go to Treasures of Outer Urgon areas, and since we always have the Astral Candescence in Alzabi, you always get plus 15% XP. So there's no point in XPing in these areas when you could be getting Imperial Standing towards your Wallara Turban and just getting 15% XP just because you're in those zones. Let's not forget Sanction Refresh for Beastmaster, or if you want to go Sub Ninja, you could pop on Regen or the extended food duration buff, which is great. When you get to the point where you can use like Chief Kebabs on mobs because you're hitting them well enough, getting a 2-hour Chief Kebab is amazing. And I've done that a couple of times and it's fun. Alright, so if we go to the Temple of Ugalepi, which I can unlock because I am up to that point in the Zealot missions. We are going to want to kill Temple Bees, Tonberry Dismayer, Maledictor, Pursuer, Stabber, Hover Tanks, and Iron Maidens, and Temple Guardians. So those are all the mobs that we would want to attack. So let's walk our way down to the Temple of Ugalepi, which we bypassed to go to Fritz Cauldron. And I've got to go to my to-do list on my phone, which I use in order to make these sort of to-do lists for the stream here. The only thing I have left to do is a Fritz Cauldron and the Paintbrush of Souls. I don't think I'll be doing the Paintbrush of Souls tonight. I think I'll save that for another day. But we will definitely get in Temple of Ugalepi and try to kill some mobs for a Coffer Key. When you're hot, right? So you got to keep at it. Alright, so we'll be coming up on the outpost soon. And then we'll head a little farther south and go down to the temple. Alright, we just follow this wall. We should be able to get there. We have to fight Bright-Handed Cunberry at some point too. He spawns out here for the Resentment Cape. I'm going to be on the way to leveling Ninja pretty soon. I was a hardcore Paladin in retail. I had an Aegis, I was working on an Excal. And this time around, I feel like I want to do Ninja first, I guess. I don't know. I'm going to do, I guess if I stick around long enough, I'm doing both at some point. But I might just do Ninja just because Ninja tends to do a little better in some of the initial endgame stuff in Sky. You know, Genbu, Bayako, these are all much better for Ninja Tank in general, in my opinion. You know, once you get a good elegy on Bayako, he's easy with Ninja. Genbu's a joke with Ninja. Seryu's kind of neither here nor there, I suppose. You know, when you're talking about casting spells, it is what it is. Suzaku, same sort of deal. But yeah, I've got some work to do before that happens. I'm going to have to camp Fumas again and try to get the drop this time. I think I'm like 0 for 4 or 5 on that thing. Kote I'm not concerned about, but definitely the shoes with the haste. Those will be critical pieces of gear to have. Alright, we're approaching the Temple of Ugalepi here. Mobs out here all capped near level 50, so we're not that worried. This might be an okay camp if there weren't tomberries everywhere. These Opos versus these big jaws seem like a good matchup at around, I'd say 41, 42 maybe. 42 is probably better based on the level spread I see. Now how do I get into the Temple of Ugalepi? I don't remember. I think through here. It's been a long time, guys. So long. I do remember what the entrance looks like once you're in the zone. That I recall. It's pretty far in here, right? We should zone pretty soon. There we go. Alright, bees and a bunch of the level 61 to 67 tonberries. So that should be easy enough. And we've got Courier Carry with us. Wesps do not drop it. Temple Opos do not seem to drop it. No, we're going to have to go farther in. This is much lower level stuff. So because we are in a situation where we could potentially get a lot of links and stuff, what we're going to do is we're going to put re-raids up. Because we are probably, well, you know what? It's unlikely we're in this zone all by ourselves. There's probably a thief knife guy in here, right? Yeah, there usually is. There he is. Nick's Eye is in here. That's not surprising. He's usually streaming his camp out there for Sozu Rogberry. I think he's doing it right now. So we're going to get our MP maxed out. So what we did was when I rest, my MP gear goes on. But when I stand up, it takes it off and puts on my regular idle gear. So I let it put my MP gear on, and then I switched off my macros. so that I could cap out my MP. I'm going to need 150 to cast Re-Raise, and the rest to kind of get to the temple with whatever I need to avoid aggro from. Let's see. So this is I7. Yep. Okay, I see where it is. Okay, so I'm going to make a right when I get to the bottom of the steps, it looks like. Well, I'll just have to look around a little bit. I'm looking at the map now. Alright, let's get Re-Raise up. I'm not going to take any chances here. And we'll just tick right back up. I do need to make a little bit more money to can buy another Dark Staff. I really don't like to be under a mil. And right now I'm around 500k, so I'd like to at least get a big drop again before I pull the trigger on a 200k staff. So I don't have a Dark Staff right now. I spent all my money on my Hob this past week. And my dog is sleeping like the cuteness, so I'm going to take a picture of that. So I can send it to my wife. Alright. What's our MP looking like? We're at 100? Okay. A little bit more, a little bit more. And it looks like all the coffers are on this one floor. This first floor here, so that's cool. We can take Anon off, I guess. Alrighty. Let's go. I don't think any of this is going to aggro me, so if it does, it does, but I don't think it's gonna. Alright, so these are 51 to 59. I don't think they aggro me, but I just wanna get where I want to get to. And I don't know where I need to get to yet. So I'm just following this one-way path. And it's going to take me wherever it's going to take me. Let's see. Temple Opo are not the things I want. Temple Bees. If I see Temple Bees, or I see the 61 to 67 Tomberries, then that is where I want to be. Yeah, see, the problem with, if even one of these aggroes you, you're going to have the whole room on you. And I don't have the time for that. Some of this looks familiar to me. We're going to go this way, I guess. We're going south at H9. I'm going to check the map. H9. Yep. There should be a room on the right here. Yeah. Well, I guess I could use a wide scan and see where the heck these things are. I want Temple Bees or Temple Guardians even are fine. Those are way over to the west there. Where are the Temple Bees? It's a lot of tom berries. This is another thing that you guys need to fix. The wide scan map is insane. It's insane. There are way too many things on this map. Okay, so they are over this way. So wherever the heck I am, I need to get over to the west and the north. No, I mean, it's wide, but it wide scans things that are below and above you as well. So it's buggy. It's very buggy. Rumble crawlers. Let me see where I'm supposed to be here. I'm at F11. Yes, I believe there should be a vertical limit, yeah. F11. I don't believe I'm on the first map anymore. Yes, it is. It will basically show you the whole zone. Alright, let's go back the way I came. Okay, I will try to remember to put in a ticket for that. Alright, I'm at G11 going east. G11 going east. I don't know where the heck I am. I don't believe I'm on the right map, according to this. So, alright, H10 it says. And now I'm going towards H9, okay. H10 to H9. And this door, no. I'm not looking at the right map at all. Okay, so let's go and see where we're at. Gonna have to open up another tab just for the Oogalepi map because I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Alright. Okie dokie. This makes a little more sense to me. So I'm at H9, which means that I am in a room that has a, well, it goes south, doesn't it? H9. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go this way. I'm not quite sure I'm at the right zone for Temple of Oogalepi. There must be multiple entrances to the Temple of Oogalepi. That would be my guess. Because it's not this one. Yep. I have to zone out and then back in, I'm pretty sure. To get to wherever I want to be getting to. Yeah, I remember this. This takes you to like a zone or something. Alright. Very good. Yeah, I remember this now. Now there are... Should wait for the mobs to load in, right? There's no mobs here. That one's 61 to 63. That will probably aggro me. Okay. He saw me anyway, so that was interesting. Probably lagged a little bit. Alright. This is the first Tomberry I'm killing. I don't like killing them, but I'm doing it. Alright, that's not the way we want to go. Clearly. That's where we came from, and I think we want to go down here, right? Yeah, this looks about right. Now this may be the zone we want to be in. If we happen to zone in at I-5 or I-4, then yes, I-5, okay. Now I know where we're at. This is where all the Coffer Keys are, so... These are all still the lower level ones, anyway. Okie dokie. Tomberry Stalker. No. We're going to need to probably rest a little bit. But, what do I want? Do I want Blink? Yeah, I'll take Blink. Trying to think about how I want to manage my resources here, because I don't have Refresh while we're in here. So I'm just trying to be kind of mindful of my MP, and there's a Torama. I'm not worried about crawlers at all. Okay, let's find out where we're at. We're at H9, but we're at H9 on this map. And we're at a three-way intersection. We could go south. If we do that, we're going to head east into kind of a big room, it seems. And there's a Temple Guardian, which can drop Coffer Keys, which is what we want. We have to kill him to unlock the door, I believe. Yes. So we will do that. For that, we're going to put up Stone Skin, because you never know. This thing does spawn at level 65. Alrighty, here we go. But we're definitely going to need to get MP at some point. No big deal. Killing this mob, that's not hard. I'm going to take a sort of a check on where we're looking here. Yeah, so right behind this door is a coffer, potential coffer spawn. I believe there are different Tomberries in that room. I do believe. I should just wide scan again. But let's do that when I'm not super distracted. Harrier. A manipulator. I believe that guy's an NM, right? Yeah, these guys are all not going to aggro me, so. Yeah, we don't want to fuck with that guy. Yeah, mobs aren't loading in properly or very quickly here, so I'm taking my time moving through this zone. Taking a little more time than I might normally. I thought this was going to be like one of those slam dunk things like the other key, but this is a little more complicated than I was expecting. I don't see any of the mobs that I actually want to kill on here. Well, that's not true. It's a hover tank, see? But see, that's like below me, I'm pretty sure. Okay, here we go. Maledictor, Stabber, Pursuer. These are the ones we want. So we want to keep going. We want to go west. That's where we want to go, but on the map, I don't think we can go much farther west than we were going. So I'm a little confused by that. We might find the coffer while we're walking around here, though. Oh, I fell. I fell, not a thing. So now I don't know where the heck I am. Oh, I'm back on. This is where you reset your hate or whatever, right? I think. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now that I know that this is the different map than what I was looking at, I know where I'm supposed to go. So I gotta go out, and back down and around, and I want to end up back on the other side again. Ah, this place is always a maze, and it sucks without the map. Although, I would say that it could be worse. There are like gates and one-way drops in this area that are clearly not going to be marked on the map as well. But this time, instead of going south, I'm going to go west. When I get to the place where I want to actually go, I'm going to go west. So, second time around is much better than the first time, right? It's like a kid in a playground here. I don't remember this zone very well either. I never leveled Thief, so I guess I never really got to know the temple that well. Never camped a Thief's Knife. Never navigated. I don't think I had any AF coffers here. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. I mean, I did Beast, Red Mage, Paladin, Ninja to 75. I probably had another job 75. I don't know. Warrior was 75. That was my merit job. But I don't think any of them have a coffer here. Ninja might, because it was Zillard expansion. But none of the other ones. And I'm pretty sure Ninja doesn't have one here. Alright, so we're going to get MP. We want to rest. This time we're going to go west at this junction like we did before, but we're going to make the first right, and we're going to go down a long sort of hallway there and see what kind of mobs spawn there. I'm hoping they're the kind that we want. And if they're level 61 to 67, they're going to range from being pathetically easy to slightly not so challenging. Alrighty. Let's just get, I don't know, we don't even need buffs right now. Let's just go. Famous last words, right? We don't need buffs, let's just go. Back at this gate. So last time we went south here, this time we're going to hang a right. I'm going to go this way. So I believe there is a coffer spawn in this room. So we can kind of check them a little bit as we go through here. This is going to bend to the south. I'm going to put invis up now. I think we're getting into this. Some of these still do aggro me, ever so slightly. It bends west again. There's a door here. I don't know what this door is. Okay. Not taking any chances. I feel like this is for a Zillert mission or something. Yeah, probably. Hey, look, we found them. These are the tomber that we want, right here. So, let's see if we can get into a spot where killing them is a little safer. So this is going to be a challenge, because we have to pull these kind of one by one, I guess. And we don't have a lot of MP, so... Okay, good. We got a 4-minute invis. We're definitely going to need to buff up. Buff up a lot. Alright, because when I get Stone Skin and Blink up, I can't... Since I'm using a Jug Pet, I won't be able to do pet pulls here. So that's another challenge. I may have to take out elementals too first, but let's see how we do. Once we can get the first round of Tonberry's dead, it will be a heck of a lot easier after that. Alright, let's get Blink and Stone Skin up. These are DC, so if one of these aggroes us, they're probably all going to aggro us. I don't think summoners cast stuff right away, so yeah, that's good. Let's pull them down here. That's fine with me. See if we can't take out this freaking elemental too. It's gonna probably cast a million things on us, right? Maybe we just want to keep hate on this thing. I don't know. But I don't think the other ones will see us up here. So we might be okay. I may need to use a couple of rewards here. But these are definitely the Tomberries we want to be killing. It's a good thing there's summoners. Yeah, see this summoner bug sets if you're still watching? So this thing has a pet. Cannot attack. Your target is already claimed. Because I attacked the elemental. So that's a bummer. I'm going to have to do not attack that pet at all. I don't have to survive without using courier carry. Without using... So when I use ready right now, Big scissors, watch. Cannot attack, your target is already claimed. Because I attacked the elemental. Before I attacked the elemental, I was able to use big scissors, and now I can't. Oh. The other Dismayer is coming in. Okay. So I have to attack the Dismayer. I have to try to kill this freaking thing so the elemental goes away. Oh, they're all in here now. Oh, man. Tomberry Pursuer. I can't even use reward on my pet. That's how bad it is. Can't use reward on my pet. So, so I'm gonna die. Okay. Well, I have re-raise. That's why I put re-raise up. Okie dokie. So yeah, what I was planning to do there was, well, there really wasn't much I could do. The mom's aggroed me rather than linking onto Courier Carry. So there's not a whole lot you can do in those situations. It's just poor judgment, fighting a little too far out, stuff like that. But I will have to get re-raised back up. And all my other buffs before I do anything. Plus this weakness. It's annoying. And we didn't get a key off the first kill. We got a Venom Pot, though. That's interesting. Yeah, we're going to have to definitely be tricky about which one we pull out of there. I think the Pursuer is a Thief type. We might be able to get that one out of there. The Stalker is a Thief type. The Pursuer is, well, they're both Thief types. Stalker and the Dismayer is a Summoner. So I got two Thief types. Okay, so we can definitely do that. We can get the Thief types out of there probably with a good pet pull. The problem will be that the pet getting stuck on things. So we're going to have to be kind of crafty about how we deal with that particular aspect. I don't know if it's any safer on the other side of the room either. can't see anything really in the other side, on the other side of the room. This is the exit for the sacrificial chamber. I can't see the positions of the mobs, so that's a problem, kind of. And these are going to be 12-minute repops. So let's take a note on the last kill. 29-22. So we got about 8 minutes before we see that one again. We just want to use all this weakness time to tick up our HP MP, especially our HP as much as we can, because we're going to be using a lot of MP to re-raise and buff up and stuff, and we're going to need a couple of cycles for that. But I think once we get the 2 thief types out, the rest of this will be simple. Well, when we get one, we'll do one at a time, right? We got to get the 1 thief, then a 2nd thief. We have to see what the respawn is going to be on the dismayer in this room after that, because we may wait a good amount of time just waiting for it to path appropriately for us to be able to even pull it. And if the pet pull is going to be too risky because of navigating the room here, because there's a lot of stairs and stuff I'm noticing, I may just pull it with Dia. And we'll just see how that goes. Alright. Our invisible is off, our weakness is off. Hoping that I get big HP ticks here, but they're not as big as I'd like them to be. Alright, let's get re-raise up. It's important. Alrighty. We're about halfway to that thing's respawning, so we're going to have time for maybe 1 or 2 kills tops. I should have also summoned Courier Carrier that time I just stood up. Oh, right, there's a stabber in there too. So that's a caster, because he's a ninja, so that's going to be annoying. But not impossible. It is not impossible to get them out of the room. There's just 5 of them, and it will be tough, but it is by no means impossible. We will not be engaging pet mobs. If it's going to bug out like that, we're not going to be able to do that. We're just going to kill the summoner as fast as we can. And that's that. Alright. First things first. Alrighty then. Put up invis so I can get a sneak peek at the room here. Okie dokie. So, and there's the maledictor. We need to get the stabber out of the room. Probably first. Or the pursuer. Or the stalker. I can't see the one around the corner is the problem. Yeah, see that one's moving over here. And the problem is if they're all on me, we're gonna have an issue. So how do I pull them out of there? Let's see. There you go. There's one. A little tricky, but we got him. We got him out of the room. It'll be just easier every time we get one out. Yep, I don't think Courier Carry has a grudge counter, so. I don't even know where that thing is. Alright, so we're going to do what we did before. We're going to use Invis. This way we can get as close to the room as possible. We also need Courier Carry to really be up here with us, because this little guy in the corner, he is going to be a huge pain in the ass to pull if he keeps doing that. But the pursuer or the stabber, well, the pursuer has got to be next, I would think. We got to wait for the dismayer to path, see where he's at, and hope the stabber stops somewhere. All right, we're good. Let's get him out of there. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Quick, 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 quick. There we go. Not too bad. Fighting one at a time is a lot easier than fighting four at a time, right? I'll tell you that. Alright. The summoner is the next one. He doesn't cast, so we got to get him out, but his pet does. So, I don't know how we line of sight the pet. I feel like the black mage might be the last one in there. But either way, we've got the one in the room here spawning in the next minute or so, so we got to be mindful of that too. We're going to have to take him out. Yeah, Courier Carry doesn't seem to really have a problem with these guys. They're not too bad. One more little smack for good measure there. Okay. Right, so we're going to have a dismayer pop in the room here. Yeah, I don't know how we deal with the elemental if it links everything. We got to get the ninja out next, I guess. He's going to be a pain because he's going to cast like Hioton or Doton with the knee spells. But we've got the dismayer coming up in this room, so maybe that is actually our priority. Yeah, the corners here are really, they blink out the mobs. So there I can see all three of them, and I can see where they're facing. Stabber. Let's see. That one's facing the wall. The maledictor is casting blaze spikes. Yeah, I'm going to need them to end their path and also be facing away right as it ends. Otherwise, I will never get them out of there. Dismayer. I'm really, really worried about the one spawning in the room here, too. Oh boy. Yep. A Maledictor. Maledictor linked on him. The Dismayer linked on him. Let's kill the Dismayer, since the Dismayer is easier to kill. And we cannot touch the pet at all. Yep. The moment the pet engaged us, we lost the ability to use our pet attacks. Awesome. I'm asleep now. And now I'm poisoned. Nope, I resisted it. Damn it! The one time. Oh boy. Well, Courier Carry just got Flood cast on him. And yeah, there's the Dismayer that's popping in the room here. I don't know how many of these are going to link on me, but it's probably too many. That's okay. I can deal with that. I gotta get the elemental off me next. Let's see if I can pull a log out here. I think I can. Only because I'm locked out of commands now. It's not even fair anymore. If I'm locked out of commands, I can't really play solo. So we'll try to come back in and see if the game wants to play fair with me. That's okay. We will log back in. Alrighty. Okie dokie. Let's reset the battlefield a little bit that way. Yep. Can't use my job abilities. It's difficult. But at least these things are made of paper. It's not too bad. No. Dia 2 sucks. Flash. What a pain. Okay. Yep, we've got a bunch of those now. I got another one of those earlier, so. Well, I feel like if I can reward carry, we can probably kill another Tomberry without much of a problem. The issue is just getting them out of the room. That's really the only problem. I do not have an issue actually killing them. It's just getting them to get out of that dang room so they don't all want to fight me at the same time. So if that ninja would be nice enough to come over here, if we can line of sight it or something, that'd be great. But I don't think that it's going to happen that way. He's going to make us fight it in there. And then a Maledictor. The Maledictor is probably the better target for us to be fighting right now anyway. So maybe we should do that. Yeah, because the ninja we're going to have to use Diagon or something like that. But this one we can kill really fast. Start working on those shadows. Nice. Here we go. Easy enough. Alright, now we can kill them one at a time as they spawn. Be so much easier. Let's try to look at the room we're in right now and see if there's any other rooms nearby that we could farm these mobs, but it seems to me like they're on a different map or something like that, and I don't know where that other map is. I could look at the map again. There's 3 maps to this, to Ugalepi, and I don't quite know how to get to this one. Let me take a look. I wish I knew these zones a little better. I wouldn't be able to navigate this just more in a more ideal way. Yeah, I really don't know. Maybe when I get the map it'll be clearer, but looking at the maps right now, they're so disjointed. Yeah, all the coffers are on this map, on this like general area. I just have to figure out how I'm getting, how to get around a little bit better, because I hate to be stuck here. So the map you enter from is exit 1. I went to zone 2 of Yotor Jungle. And then that took me into zone 3 from Yotor Jungle into here. And I am now by the exit to the sacrificial chamber. I'm trying to figure out how I get to the other map though. Like, I don't know how to get to the third map. Do I go up something? It says Yotor Jungle map 5. So I have to zone out of this again, probably. Is my guess. There's a way to zone out to Yotor on the very, very first map. That might be where I had to go. Courier Carry does not want to regen at all for whatever reason. That's really weird. It's like stuck. Dude, I wonder if it had a dot on it. You stay here. Right, okay. Now I remember where I am. Okay. Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe I do another room clear and then I just call this because I thought there'd be more mobs, but there's not. And there should be something should be respawning soon. The Dismayer in the room died at 49:38. Then the Maledictor died. Then the Stabber, and then I got, well, that was the last one I guess that died, huh? There's the Stalker. Let's do it. If you can get them before they do anything, it's much easier. Rest. Rest, my crab. All the excitement from having a room full of 6 mobs is kind of waned now that I've killed them all. So much more challenging the first time around, and also almost impossible. Well, alrighty, there's the next one. Ah, killing one Tomberry at a time is easy. Should probably load my combat gear. That would be smart, right? Tomberry coat. Tomberry board, whatever the hell that is. Okay. We'll just hang on to it, I guess. The first one we killed in when we logged in was 49. So that one's going to be popping pretty soon. Gotta remember to hit stay. Keep courier carry charged up here. Yes, tick up. That's what I like to see. So it's 10 Eastern so far. We usually go to about midnight, but I think tonight we'll probably shut off around 11. I'm here in my home. My wife is on vacation, so I've got to take care of all the animals. I gotta feed the cats, feed the dog, get everybody ready for bed. So we'll probably cut short a little bit tonight. It'd be nice to get a key and a coffer, though. We've gotten 2 already, and I can't complain. In a recap, we got our quicksand coffer key and the coffer found in 35 minutes, along with the Altepa quest marker. All that in the first 35 minutes. We ran out to Rabau. We got it done in about 50 minutes total time. We headed out to Fritz Cauldron. We got a coffer key on our very first kill, and we found the coffer within about 3 minutes of that at the 3rd spot we checked, or really the 2nd spot, I guess. So we looked out there, and then we decided, hey, let's add a objective here. Let's go to Ugalepi. Let's see if we can get another coffer key with the good fortune that we've had tonight. So far, it hasn't been as many kills as Quicksand Coffer, but there aren't as many mobs here available. So, taking a little longer, I think, here. But one could drop at any time, so. Oh, and there's Setzer. Oh, we getting this another summoner testimony. We'll just drop that one. We're like 3 for 3 on those, or 3 for 4 on those. Carry, you gotta stay after every battle. So we gotta remember to do that. I saw Jimmy was selling a sniper ring +1 for like 1.3 mil. That's not a bad price. I remember those in retail being like 7 mil for a long, long time, because they really were the only rings in the game that you can really, that were really useful. And for weapon skilling, like Rampage and stuff, that accuracy is clutch. So if I had the money to spare, I probably would buy a sniper ring +1 just to have one of them, because you really only need one, honestly. Just waiting for respawns. Let's see. Our times of death here. Maledictor 51. So that one should be coming up real soon. That one spawns here in the room. Well, these courier carriers getting health. That's what we like. It would be good to get on out to Mount Zayome for a few minutes at least to sort of go over the camp there. I started adding the videos for the Beastmaster Solo stuff on my guide to the guide. So anytime these streams here have me doing an XP camp, they've now been added, timestamped in the video section, in a video column on the Solo XP tab on my guide, which you can find on the Eden forums by going to the Beastmaster forums. Sometimes there's more than one camp in a video, so I link it twice. In the next section, for the next camp or whatever, you might have to sift through the videos a little bit if the timestamp link doesn't work, but they should work just fine. And I would like to get some video of that Jagles camp on record, because I think my goal will be to hit 75 next Thursday on the stream. But, I may grind so hard that I hit it before then, although I gotta tell you, I doubt it. I'm really shooting to get 74. Maybe by this weekend, maybe by Monday, something like that. And then 75 will probably take me the rest of the week. I'd like to be within 2 to 3 hours of dinging 75 for next Thursday's camp. So if we're looking at 44k to be the final level, then we're looking at get close to about 32k into our level. That would be kind of where we want to be at. Another venom potion. I think that might be everybody we've killed now, right? We're back to the Dismayer. Yeah. So the Maledictor should be coming up here pretty soon. It seems like these are also 16-minute spawns here in Ugalepi. This doesn't count as a Beastmaster zone. This is just a regular area. So it's a dungeon, has a dungeon respawn, it seems. So that should be spawning any second now. Since its time of death was in fact 51:44, so about 16, a little more. There it is. Oh, and the stabber's right there. Okay, well, we don't have to worry about him right now. He's another thief type, right? No, he's a ninja type. Okay. Well, we want to space out the kills a little bit, so let's see if we can get him before he casts a knee on himself. There we go. Thundaga 2. What level's that scroll? 61. Gonna need a price check on that. That might go for some cash. Let's see. Thundaga 2 sells for about 10k, so that's cool. There's our courier carry money. right there. Wow, that throat stab hurt. That hurt a lot. Hey, Kuriyami Ni. We definitely want that for our ninja, so... Cool. Getting ninja scrolls we need. That's awesome. Let's see. What's next on the list here? The Stabber just died. The Stalker was 57.49, so... Yeah, one's about 3 minutes, 2-3 minutes away still. Which is fine because Courier Carry needs health after getting throat stabbed in the throat. I'll have to make a concerted effort to farm all of these knee scrolls for Ninja, the ones that can be farmed, and also try to get people out there to make Hojo tools. All right, we need to be able to cast slow on Ninja. Nobody seems to be making Hojo tools. Last time I checked, there was 0 on the auction house ever. It was a little while ago though, so maybe things have changed, but it seems to just be a huge Shihei market, which I understand completely. You're gonna cast that spell, 100 to 1 compared to some of the other stuff. But for the solo stuff, endgame ninjas need those tools to be able to do really neat stuff with evasion gear and such. So start making those Hojo tools, guys. I think it's Clothcraft, I want to say. I don't quite remember. But every ninja tool is important. The elemental tools, you can kind of live without those. But the status tools are really helpful. Yeah, I never liked doing board and stuff like this in the stream. I think I thought there would be a bigger room of tomberries, like, a dozen of them, and I would be pulling them out one at a time. Fortunately, that's not what we have here. Dog is dying for attention right now. He's like, "You're not even hitting buttons, Dad. You should talk to me." Yeah, well. You should also just go back to sleep. Good girl. She's good sometimes. And I do mean sometimes. I forgot all about my water. I'm going to need that. Tomorrow, Friday. Can't wait. Can't wait for it to just be over. Hey, look at this Tombear. He comes through the wall. That's how he spawned. He just came through the wall. That was awesome. He's like, "Hello, I'm here. I'm creepy. I'm a stalker. I'm stalking you." These thieves have no health whatsoever. no drop either. Let's see. That was the Stalker. 5749. That was the last one. The Pursuer will be spawning any second now. Courier Carries almost got her all of her health back. She's ready to get throat stabbed again. Wherever her throat is, it got stabbed. You know, I meant to get Signet before I came out here. I know I mentioned it. And then I just said, I guess not. I guess I just never got it. So the next one up should be a Pursuer, as far as I can tell. There it is. Ooh, one of those missed or did no damage or something. This one spawned pretty high level, actually. The 3 big scissors did not kill it. And it might actually get to use a weapon skill. Nope, it didn't. Still no key. Drops a decent amount of gil, though. Alright, the Pursuer is dead. Looks like we should get the other Dismayer coming up pretty soon, I think. So we're just here trying to farm up a key. I guess. Yeah, the Dismayer should be spawning very soon. The one that's up here by the throne. Seems like the wiki is down. Not doing very well. There's the Dismayer.
Darn. 2 drops, but none of them were a key. So that stings. Just waiting for respawns here. I don't think we're, I'm skeptical we're going to get a key, but any kill means we could get one, so. I wonder. Just wondering something. Let's see. Uh-huh. Okay. Cool. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Not even close. Alright, there we go. I say to myself, you know, I should have subbed Thief, right? Because we're farming, but if I had come here without re-raise, I would have already home pointed, so I'm glad I came the way I came, and I'm just sort of sticking it out and seeing how it goes. But I do now know how to get to Sozu Rockberry in the event that I want to do that, so. I'm not going to be that evil, but I know how to get there. I don't think I'd ever camp a Thief's Knife unless I wanted a Thief's Knife. Hey, Ugalepi Coffer Key. Remember what I said before? You just have to keep killing. There's nothing else for it, really. Okie dokie. So, we've gotten 3 Coffer Keys tonight. Let us go and actually find the dang coffer. How about that, guys? Okay, so on this map, there is a spawn in this room. There is a spawn in the room outside of this room. It is not there. And I don't think anything here is aggroing me right now, which is great. Okay. These could aggro me, but they haven't. Okay. So I know where I'm going now, at least. I'm going to make a right. Nope, I'm going to make a left. Sorry, I meant left. I want to go north, and then I'm going to go east. And I already checked the room here. And it didn't have one, so when we get to the end of this hallway, we're going to hang a right and go south. And there should be a room here. And inside this little room here is potentially a coffer spawn. I don't think any of this wants to aggro me, so that's cool. There is no coffer in here. Alrighty, we're going to put invis back up just in case. We're going to go south from here, and then we're going to go down the first west spot, which should be here. And the last room on the right has a potential coffer spawn. It's this room right here. Nope, no coffer in here. Alright, let's go back to the main hallway, over this way. And we're going to... Oh, you know what? We skipped one. We skipped one. It's right around the corner here. We skipped one. In this particular room, there is a potential spawn as well. In the corner here. There it is. So, got our map of the Temple of Ugalepi. Very good, right? Okie dokie. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. So how do we get out of this place? Well, we could just go back the way we came. That's one way. It's probably the fastest way. Maybe I'll pop in on Sozu, the Sozu guy. See how he's doing. Because I'm pretty sure he's losing his mind over there. Having maps is really nice. I like having maps. Well, we got 4 out of 5 of our points cleared here on our to-do list, so I think we're going to do the last one in just a little bit here. These guys like to aggro me, and I'm just not about that life right now. Alrighty. Alright, we zone back in. And what we're going to do is, in order to get to... do we want to go to that other zone specifically? I feel like we don't. I feel like there's a wall that we actually want to select. I think that's what we want to do, but I want to double check that. Correct. So we want to go over to that other exit, over to the east side, but we're not going to take it. We're going to take another exit that is off a secret room that is near there, which leads to the third map of the Temple of Ugalepi. And then we'll just warp out of here. We're not going to walk all the way back. Unless there's a quick zone out, which will take us to the outpost. That's always quick too. Mm-hmm. This guy's had such a wide level range. 51 to 59. That is an insanely wide level range. So we want to go through this door here. And we want to follow this out. It's off the map anyway. We're just following the following the hallways. And it will take us to an outdoor area, and we'll zone back into the temple. I like that there's kitties that live here. Just Taramas, just chilling. These are house cats to them here, to the Tonberries. The equivalent of their domesticated cat, I suppose. Alrighty. And outdoors here, we get aggroed sometimes, so we're gonna put Invis up here. Even if it's for a short duration. I don't actually know whether the zone is. Is it that way? Tonberry Jinxer. Well, I'll recast Invis before it wears off then. I think I came there. I came through there, so maybe I go through this one. Makes sense. I hope I didn't zone back into the same spot. No, it doesn't look like I did. Nope, I'm in a different spot. So, is the stuff on this floor more deadly? I don't know. Oh, here's the hover tanks. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch of stabbers and stuff here. I see. Very nice, very nice. This seems terrible. Why anyone would spend any amount of time in here, I'll never know. If I claim it, I'm just going to invite one of these guys. It's not like I'm going to actually take it. But yeah, I'm not staying here. That's for sure. Too funny. I'll stay for one spawn and then I'll leave here. I don't have time for this. This is where I should have come to farm the keys. But that other map had all the coffer spawns, so it was worth just hanging out there for a bit, you know? Just chilling. I don't know where the placeholder spawned in this room or anything like that. But I'll hang out for a kill, see what it's like. I'm sure it's just the one Tomberry. And I don't have time of death, so I have no idea when this thing is actually going to spawn. It could have died right before I got here, for all I know. I feel bad for anybody who spends a lot of time in here. I know how crucial it is to the end game of Thief. It just seems like a really sort of brutal like level of gated content to be like, okay, you have to kill this NM, which doesn't spawn very often, and you have to get this. You have to get this knife off it that also does not draw very often, and good luck with all of that. You're gonna hate your life. It's no way to live, man. It's no way to live. That's why I would never level Thief. But the amount of money you can get out of this room is crazy, right? I mean, in theory, you get a thief's knife drop and it can go a long way for you. Fund several jobs, probably. When did I get here? 4 minutes ago-ish. I was zoned in 6 minutes ago-ish. Seems like a cozy little corner to chill out in. Such an exciting camp. One placeholder. One placeholder. Can you believe it? Like, that to me is a little unreal. To expect people to camp this at all. One placeholder, man. Insane to me. You know, I think I could probably claim it with Dia. We'll see. I might get a hover tank on me, though. Where's that hover tank? Yeah, it's 11 away from me. I will definitely aggro a hover tank. It would be a thing. these. It's the thrill. This is the thrill. This is real Final Fantasy, guys, right here. Sitting in a small ass room in the middle of the jungle, waiting for a single Tomberry to spawn once every 3 years. I can see why they made this a force pop. I remember several thieves in my retail link shell talking about this, and all being very, very proud when they finally got to leave this place. And I can only liken it to me getting when I got my defending ring, like so many kills to try to get something, and you don't claim it every time, and has a shitty drop rate. And when you finally get it, you're like, God damn, finally. I can finally stop doing this. So I understand the sentiment of wanting something so badly and getting it and being real happy about it. That to me is awesome. Though I feel like low drop rates and low pop rates are just a way of artificially gating people into staying in the same content all the time. Yeah, there's some pieces of gear that are like that, like to a lesser extent the king drops, because you can kill those pretty often as long as you get claim. Things like a riddle, defending ring, yeah, red mage hat, and dynamis. I'm assuming that this thing is spawning soon because the placeholder is, because I got here like 10 minutes ago. My ST NPC marker is over there, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it so I know which way it'll go when I hit left on my D-pad. Thrilling. 100% thrilling. It'd be great if we actually saw Sozu Rogberry spawn, right? I'm assuming these guys know when it's died last, roughly, because they're here. Living here. In this room. I always thought competition was a good thing in my 11 days. Anytime we showed up we saw a Tiamat spawn or a Fafnir spawn, and we just were the only ones who saw it. That was fine and all, because, whatever, free loot, but you don't want that to happen too often in a row, because your link shell loses its edge, you know, its motivation, its pace to rush out and, you know, be the first to do something and do it quick. So we always liked having competition. I always liked having competition, and I encouraged my my link shell mates to always respect their competitors, and you know, to know that it's because of them that we're as good as we are, because we have something to measure ourselves up against. If we didn't have them, then there wouldn't be any reason for us to rush out to claim or anything. We would be lazy about getting everywhere. So, you know, it's important, I think, to have competition, to keep your senses sharp. I mean, does this placeholder spawn in this room? I thought it did. Was it a mob outside of this room? I guess it's that pursuer outside the room is what it is. Because that's the one that was new on my radar. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's alright, I'm going to the zone anyway. Not hanging around this crazy place. No, I don't. Nothing spawned in the room. I don't know what the placeholder is, so I'm assuming it's a pursuer. But a pursuer spawned outside the room, so I guess that was it. Alrighty, so we are right near the outpost here. We're gonna see if we can just drop down here and get out to to Mount Zayome, I guess. I guess I can't. Oh yeah, I can. I can drop right here. There we go. Excelente. Oh, is this outpost Beastman owned? I didn't even realize that. Okay, that's fine. We're gonna just use a warp stick. I carry those around all over the place. I'm always hitting that damn capitalize button. Alrighty. Let's warp home. A few seconds here. Let's go do something I'm actually good at. Although, getting 3 Coffer Keys in a night, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I got all the maps that I really wanted. There's only a few left that I need, you know, Promethean notwithstanding, because those are a nightmare. I do have to go back to Ugalepi and get the Paintbrush of Souls at some point, so I will definitely do that when I have a bit more patience. Alright, so we're already on White Mage sub, and now we're going to get into sort of what we do just about every single week that we come by here. We go and talk about a particular camp that I am spending time in, and recently I've moved camp. I don't know what all this is. They're high potions. Okay, I'll get them later. Alright, we are going to go out to Mount Zayom. I already have the staging point for Halvung, so it will not take me that long to get there. It's one of the glorious things about the Treasures of Urgon expansion is area warps. Just being able to go out to a place without having to walk there every single time. Or needing to find a fellow adventurer who has a spell to teleport you there. One might call it the beginning of the end, I suppose. But, you know, lore-wise, they made a lot of sense to have stuff like that, because those areas linked up to the assault areas, and they kind of needed to be an instance area that was removed from town, I guess. You know, they didn't want to have everything just sort of stacked here in Whitegate. And they spread it all around the map. And I said we were going to end at 11, but I think we're going to end right around 11:30. We'll do a little bit of XP here. We are so far in the negative, about 800, because I did re-raise while at the Temple of Ugalepi. So that's about 1 XP chain. You know, we'll do a few, and we'll talk a little bit about the area that we are going to be XPing in here. Alrighty. So before we go out to our XP camp, there's always a few things we check, right? Every week we always check, make sure we've got lots of pet food. I'm still using Delta because Zetas are just way too expensive, and I do not think that they are needed. They give way too much health, and you end up using leave on the mob, and you've sort of over-cured it, and that's not a really good use of money, especially when Deltas are less than half the price. So we pick up our Sanction with a refresh effect. We also make sure that we've got food for ourselves, and we do. So we've got cheap meat chief kebabs for when we get high enough level that we're hitting really consistently with just our accuracy gear. Right now we are not, because we are just entering this camp, and carp sushi, which is currently the cheapest sushi available on the auction house. It's only 10% accuracy bonus, but we really don't need a whole lot, because as a Beastmaster we do not fight incredibly tough mobs. Very rarely do we fight VT mobs that we're actually meleeing, so we really don't need much more than 10-12% accuracy is pretty good. It's probably even overkill. And so this level we did scale back our gear a little bit as far as melee. We added the Dust Gloves for 3% haste, and we added the Panther Mask for 2% haste. And so we effectively lost about 5 accuracy across those slots and about 5 attack points. But nothing too bad when you consider you're attacking 5% faster. Over the course of time, that will add up to a lot of DPS. Certainly much more than would be perceived to be lost by dropping 5 accuracy points. And our sushi is certainly making up for that anyway. Alright, so camp's not too far from here, but we need to walk through a bunch of invisible and sneak aggroing mobs. These clusters would be the first one. We're walking out of the cavern here in Halvung, or rather in Mount Zayom, and we're going to be heading to the beach area right over here at H9. So we've got a little bit of a trek, but it's a small zone. It's really not that big. Really not that big at all. I've seen a couple of miners in this zone lately. A few XPers today showed up and took over a camp that I had been using about an hour previous. It didn't bother me. They had rightful claim to it because I wasn't there. And I modified my XP route, and I found a secondary way to actually make XP level 72 to 73. I will not note that in the beast chart, but if I get tells about it, I will certainly share that little quip that I found. It's basically just the same exact camp, but shunted one coordinate to the east, and it's a little more conditional than the previous camp. That's a shitty sneak. We want something better than that. As you can see, I did spend time finding the cast iron plate and getting the map for this area. This is the only problem mob on the way to camp is this one Mora here. He's true sight, true hearing, but we have not had any issues with him at all. He moves relatively slowly and has a pretty narrow aggro range, so we're going to be going through this tunnel with clots, and on this side will be magmatic arukas. Just want to make sure we can get to camp in sort of one shot here. So we're taking this tunnel right here, right, which is on the way to Cerberus. I don't think he's up, but I can always check. I think it's just hill trolls that hang out sort of down there, yeah. It's a shame these mountain clots have no prey to match up with, because these guys being 72 to 75 makes them a ripe level to be great pets, but they are certainly not great prey. So it's a shame. If there had been some, like, you know, some bombs or something in this cave, that would have made for some really baller XP, but it's unfortunate that it isn't. So the camp on my chart is actually to the west, east of this area. But as you can see, this is a secondary camp. There's one pair here. There's a second pair of magmatic arukas here. So you convert one crawler in each pair to EM, depending on your level. And then there is one free crawler here, and then there's a group of 4 on the hill and one in the tunnel. So you can match up these two, or any of these two, and then any other 2 you want. So just, you want to get 2 EMs out of this patch here, of these 4, and kill that one on the way, and kill one on the hill here. Or if you can't manage to pull one out of the rest of the 3, you can always snag this guy back here. So 4 pets, 4 prey for this area. And you can do it in a couple of different ways, from 72 to 7, or 71 to 73 actually. I did it for 2 levels. And once you're done with that, this area here, that beach area, you're going to roam through the tunnel here, and you're going to just head a little more southwest, and you're going to go to the next camp, which is going to take you from 73 to 74. And if you're really gutsy, you can take it to 75, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now the arukas, they range from 71 to 75 in level. The reason that I stayed there till 73, which is typically unusual, like, you know, the moment you get a DC, you don't want to hang out at that place anymore. But the arukas have a 5 level range, right? 71, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's 5. So the chance of getting a 71, which would be a DC to you at 72, is only 20%. So that's better than your typical, that's, you know, 5% better than your typical mob, which has a 4 level range. Like these Jagals we're going to be fighting, which are 73 to 76. So once these become DC at 74, because there's 73s in the mix, you kind of want to move on to something that is significantly over your level. You always want to fight EM or better. Presumably you start a camp, things are already at least 1 level higher than you and range up to 3 or 4 levels higher than you. So that as you get that second level at the camp, you know, getting that first level into that second level, it becomes a little easier. All right, so presuming that no one, this is camp, but it's little tree here. presuming that no one has actually been here recently. There's an Aruka that spawns near the tree here. I've already converted him to EM. He still is. That's great. And the one back here is also EM. Now, normally there are 2 crawlers that spawn here. All right. But one of them, right now, well, they are the placeholders for the energetic Aruka, which means that the energetic Aruka is up somewhere. He usually spawns behind this rock, but I've seen him spawn a little farther west even. So there he is right there. So if you're looking to kill energetic Aruka, he is up, and I would love for you to do so because he is currently gobbling up one of my pets. Pet spawns. So that is the one downside to this camp. However, because you only have 1 crawler at the tree rather than 2, there are some advantages to that. You can fight at the tree. Previously, I was pulling mobs to about here-ish, right around here-ish, because the woot shells don't come as far, and the jagles don't come all the way this way either. So there are some advantages to having just the 1 Aruka spawning here. I can fight a mob at the tree, and that's really awesome. So that's actually what we're going to do. We're going to take our first mob here, and we're going to fight jagles. This is what we're going to fight. They are kind of brutal. I got to be honest with you. They're not easy mobs to kill. They have a lot of evasion naturally. Recoil dive does a shit ton of damage. I really should have buffed up before I started the fight. You will need to use a reward a fair bit at this camp, because recoil dive, if they use it twice in a battle, can be really, really crappy for you. I mean, I'm talking it will destroy your pet. But right now it looks like we got a pretty even match here. I've been casting spells, so I'm sort of giving up melee rounds here. But fighting right here at this tree is good because the flies don't really come this way. If you position the crawler facing that way, you're good. The woot shells really only come as far as that little blade of grass there. So there's a recoil dive. It did 606. I'm just going to reward my guy because that does a little more than 600. And that'll make up for that. Let's give him a biscuit. And the only pets you want to use for this level range will be these magmatic Arukas. You want to get them to level 73, so they're EM. Again, outdoor spawn, so it only takes 5 minutes to convert. And you've got these 2, usually got 2 at the tree and 1 back there, and I would consider him my backup, although he's kind of my other main player right now. There is a Aruka that spawns even farther north than that one, so that'll be your backup in the case that that happens. So you've always got 2 crawlers, no matter how you split it, within good range, and a third as a backup in the event that one dies because of a double recoil or, you know, something goes wrong during the fight that you didn't anticipate. Splash breath also does a lot of damage, so it's not just recoil dive you got to watch out for. It's also splash breath. Now, because these Arukas are active during the day, they aggro. You got to use stay, run away a little bit, and then you can leave. And then you want to pick up the other Aruka. You see the other Aruka back there? This one with the red dot, red arrow. He's sort of my backup. So, and this guy, I always tell him to stay, so I need to tell him to heal right now, so he comes with me. Now these jagles will range. They'll range all the way to this area here. They'll come from the shoreline, and they will follow you all the way up here. Unfortunately, one of them does despawn itself, which is kind of a problem. So you gotta beware. You gotta watch out for that one. So I'm gonna just take this crawler, and we're just gonna go fight him in his hometown, I guess, because we just killed the one who spawns next to this. So we should have some time to defeat it. Now the Aruka does also does come this far south-ish, so you've got to keep an eye on it. See, that's the other Jagle over there. He just respawned. These things link, so you got to be careful, and you got to watch the woot shells. You got to watch the Arukas, although the Arukas have a relatively small aggro range, so I'm less concerned about him than I am about the Jagle. Now, one thing I've noticed is there's a Jagle here that will pop, and he will take off like that one is, running north. And what will happen is he'll despawn himself. And so when that happens multiple times, you're going to get your chains broken. So that's often when you can kill a fly. See, here we go. We have a Sickle Moon Jagle here. You can kill a fly if you get one that's tough. Now these are 71 to 76, so very, very similar to the Rukas. They're pretty soft because they're flies. They have a little bit of a high evasion, but otherwise they're not too bad. They're not too bad. I generally never fight on the cliff here, almost never. But the way that we'll escape this little situation here, there's recoil dive. That's going to do a shit ton of damage. It's 1,029. So you see what I'm saying with the recoil dive? You got to be careful with the recoil dive. And we've got this Jagle coming in here, so we want to make sure to just get out of here as fast as we can. So I'm not going to stay. I'm going to put sneak up, and then I'm going to run out. I'm going to bring the crawler with me. And I want to put him kind of near his home. He'll walk a good ways back to his home, but I don't want to risk despawning him, because that's a problem. You want to make sure that he kind of gets close to his home. Leave him, he'll return, and just kind of cycle between these two pets this way. And that's it. Watch out for the root shells on the west side, and yeah, grab the Jagles when you can get them without linking. Sometimes they walk with each other like that, and it's kind of a pain. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get them. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get him this time. Go get him. There we go. And the Jagles, they tend not to roam too much east to west. They kind of go from the shoreline towards the wall and back. At least these two do. The ones that kind of spawn on the eastern side here of the shore. The ones that spawn to the west of this tree tend to stay closer to the shore. So you have to go after them. Whereas those two you kind of have to chase down a little bit. And again, he really doesn't cut too far across to the east. At least not until he gets to the shore itself. So you've got, you just got to know your spacing. It's not the easiest camp. There's all these little things about it that that I've picked up. And there we go. We got a link. He came a little too far. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a sort of a classic leave situation. We're going to get the mob to come at us and just reset the fight. So this is a problem because our Aruka didn't recharm easy enough. There we go. And the Jagle's on us. And he's on the Aruka, it looks like. So once again, we've got to do that. I'm losing him. Yep. I'm going to lose him the whole way, too. There we go. So that guy gave us a little trouble. Yeah, he gave us a lot of trouble. Alrighty. So now we just got to watch out for the wood shells over here. And our own hate here, because we do not have a good amount of health here. Now, the bonus here, there's no elementals that are spawning here. An elemental will spawn straight ahead from where I'm looking right now to the west, and the undead will spawn over to the east. But way over, so there is lots and lots of room here to roam. As long as you are careful about the Jagle spawning. the Jagle's roaming spot. Because they do not like, they don't like you fighting their fish friends. That's what it comes down to. And because we're running a little slow here, we've got the risk of a Jagle here, that other Jagle linking over here. So, yeah, we've got some trouble here. We have to kill him in a better order. Usually I was killing him east to west to avoid the roaming over stuff. So this is a problem. Because this guy, I've never seen him come this close to the tree, but apparently he can, so Now I know that. As long as we don't get recoil dived again before the reward is up, we're okay. Well, we have a Divine Seal. We need to get a little MP for Cure 3. But we're not worried about undead aggro, at least. That's not a thing here. There are actually 2 Phasmas that do spawn over by the Earth Elemental, but they are a walk away, so they are nowhere near here. I hope that I get my reward up before the next weapon skill. Alright, there it is. And that was a priority, because, yep, it's a recoil dive. Yeah. So this guy has really been powerful. He has taxed us to the max here. And we only have blink up, so we're hoping that our magmatic Aruka here finishes the job before it finishes me. Alright, so a little bit of a malfunction there. That'll happen. I kind of rushed into the camp. I didn't really set up too well. That was my bad. But we will just keep going and we'll fill in stuff on the fly here. It's not that difficult, really. So we're going to try to get this guy. Honestly, the safest space that you can fight is inside this crawler's alcove here. Like, there's just no problem. There's no link at all in here. You never worry about anything like that. Alrighty. My only concern would be pulling hate. So you just gotta watch out a little bit. That's about as far as that wood shell comes. So you never get aggro behind the wall, really. I've got 20 MP, so I gotta get blink up. Because if this thing turns or recoils me, turns and recoil dives, I will die. Blink will be the only thing that will save me. You know, your use of reward in a camp like this is going to be based on sort of what the mob uses. Just like, I guess just like in most camps, but you can get through a fight without ever using it. As long as the matchup isn't like a 4-level spread, you know, 73 versus 76 is kind of tough. And if he doesn't use his best weapon skill twice in a fight, you know, stuff like that. If you keep Dia on, you can stay ahead of the DPS. You know, lots of little things you got to feel out with Beastmaster. Once we hit 15 MP here, we're going to throw a regen up. Because we need that. This Jago's pretty strong. He's been catching up. I think he used defense boost at one point, so that's been reducing our damage significantly. Because who knew? Jagals have a cocoon type ability, and it's really good. It is really, really good. Yep. All right. Now it's off, and now he's gonna strength down us, and I don't have the MP to erase that right now. Yeah, it's 18 MP, so I'm not gonna have it. But I need to pull hate here, because our Aruka may die. Now, we don't want to lose as an Aruka. We cannot afford to lose it. Oh, my own pet's going to incinerate me. Well, I hope he charms this time. Okay. Because him not charming is real bad. Oh, Aqua Ball. Wow. He really needs to kill this thing. We cannot hit this thing for the life of us. This is becoming difficult. Okay. Yeah. So that's, again, not preparing for the fight enough. Like, I went in pretty weak there. No buffs, nothing like that. So that's what'll happen if you go in unprepared. An Aqua Ball almost killed me. But I didn't even put up re-race or anything, so... I found I haven't really needed it here. The camps are kind of low risk. As far as death goes, a lot of times it's just one pet, one prey. You can pull to safe spots for the most part, as long as you're sort of doing things in the right order, and that means killing the mobs in the right order, so that they're not on top of you when you're fighting the next one. So yeah, as long as you can keep the rhythm going, and don't like stop in the middle of a camp and redo stuff, like it's usually fine. So I think what we'll try to do is we'll try to do a full reset here. We will do 1 XP chain and then call it a night. It's going to be a long climb to 74, and we are about 10% of the way there now. And I will get to cast Utsu Semi-Ni for the first time, and it will be on Beastmaster. It is ready to go. Just haven't actually used it yet. Not having Divine Seal sucks. I'll tell you that right now. Alright, let's get a little more MP. I actually spawned Erratic Aruka the other night, or the Energetic Aruka the other night, and someone had come by and killed it, which was awesome. And then today, I lost a pet from like 30% with a recall dive, and that one respawned into the Energetic Aruka again. So that's why I have 1 pet at the tree and not 2. Because sometimes bad luck just befalls you, and you lose a pet forever. Literally forever. There's no way for me to get that pet back, because I can't kill the NM myself. I need help. I can't even do it without Sabotender, actually, because you need to be able to do something other than, you need to do hand-to-hand, or piercing damage, or piercing damage, and pets don't have hand-to-hand other than Sabotender. The regular blunt damage is nullified on that mob. Alrighty. We are prepared now to actually engage in real combat in a prepared sort of way. Okay. Let's grab our dude. Let's grab this Jaggle. See if we can grab him before he gets too far away. Go, Aruka, go! Fight him in the little alcove. You see that Phasma up on the hill there? He never gets you, though. You never want to fight the bottom of that hill anyway. The Jaggle spawns there, or runs up to there, and The assassin fly is kind of getting in the way. They play a little bit of interference. You know, they run a little interference for you when it comes to incinerate, but they're really not that bad. And again, if you're feeling bored, here you can actually just kill them. You can kill one of them. Once they get to tough, they spawn tough, you can just nail them. So this is nice. We've got Stone Skin and Blink Up and our MP and our HP. Like, we're actually ahead in this fight by 11%. We have a little room to cast a regen on ourselves. It's looking good. It all looks good until a double recoil dive. Or splash breath, splash breath. Reapply Dia. The Jagal has caught up on us because, I think because of the Intimidate. He used the slow on us. And that kind of sucked. And now it's using Water Wall. This is going to be defense boost. Which also sucks. Yeah. Reduces our damage by like 25 to 35 a hit. It's pretty terrible. You could do slash red mage at this camp if you really wanted to. I feel like you're gonna get, that's probably better than having a race for when it uses Aqua Ball. I just don't have it available. So the other great thing to have would be the Beast Jack Coat, because then you'd be able to remove the slow with reward, which is super nice if you could do that. Alright, we're coming up on a rampage here. Nope. We want to get a little more, a little closer. Let's try from here. Nope. It's always got either evasion boost or defense boost, so it's a little tough. A little tough to predict at times. Alright, you stay here because you live here. Alright, so those were the two, that was one of the west ones. So yeah, the other two tend to hang out by the shore there. A little easier to manage. So, for these guys, if you can fight them at the shore, these west ones, rather than out there by the flies, that's fine. You'll see the other Phasma over there, over to the left. That's sort of the limit of how far you really want to walk here. Okay, we're doing well so far. Our guy's ahead. This one is a tough, that's good. Let's see what this guy's first weapon skill is. Water Shield. Alright, so it's evasion boost. Evasion boost is way better than defense boost, I'll tell you that. Because the evasion boost is, you can almost negate it. The pet has a little trouble hitting, but I don't. Don't typically, anyway. Yeah, see, he's missed twice. I haven't missed yet. But the defense boost, not a whole lot you can do about the defense boost. Alright, pretty standard battle. The dog has come to say hello. Evasion boost again. So Water Shield is evasion, Water Wall is defense boost. And he can only ever have one or the other, so it looks like once one goes up, the other one falls. There we go. So this Aruka will, you know, he'll wander this whole area, so you can kind of have him stay wherever you want him to. Now, the pulls are a little, they're a little long, as you can see. That's why it's nice to have the other Aruka near the tree rather than all the way back here. But you take what you can get, you know what I mean? It's not always going to be perfect. So that Aruka looks like he fell asleep right there, and that's fine. Okay. Right. So our Aruka is stuck. So what we're going to have to do here is go into the lion's den. There we go. And since the Arukas are sleeping at this hour, what I can do is I can actually have him fight by the tree, because the other Aruka's not going to wander here, because he's sleeping. I'd rather fight him here, yeah, so I can keep an eye on the wood shells. So I'm going to give our guy a reward here. I'm going to use some of that extra time to blink. Cool, he gave us a cocoon. That's great. As long as he can hit consistently, cocoon is great. We don't want to have strength down on us. That's bad. I love the design of these fish, though. They look awesome. These multicolored pugils, amazing looking. It's too bad they hit like really freaking hard. So yeah, the Beast Jackcoat will remove like slow, gravity, like a couple of the status effects that don't do stuff like that. Whereas the Beast Feet will remove poison, paralyze, and blind, I think. So it's good to have that Beast Jackcoat if you can get it. I think it's level 72, might be 73. I don't have a Dynamis group, so I don't have one. I think it's non-Northlands. I'm not really sure, because if it is Northlands, then we don't have it yet. Anyway, just keeping my eyes open all around here, because I'm going to be rampaging this thing in a second here. Yeah, it's a good thing I did it before Aqua Ball went off. Hit it and kill it. Hit it and kill it. Very good. Alright, sweet. Alrighty. So we've got our last Sickle Moon Jaggle is along the coastline there, and we're just going to go straight for him. And that's that. It'll be 3, and then the first one will respawn over to our east here a little bit. Hopefully we can get far into this one's, into killing this one before it respawns. I hate to see it cut all the way west. Again, not typical behavior, but these Jaggles have very strange spawn patterns with Navmesh being screwy the way it is. I mean, they do despawn themselves, so it's hard to put anything past them at this point, is what I'm saying. And if you do this camp at 73, you know, I'm already giving you all these warnings about recall dive and, you know, having lots of pet food. Like, get a lot of pet food, man, and use it liberally, because if your guy ends up at 80% before the Jaggle does, before Jaggle's even below 90, you need to be using a reward right away. Like right now, this is not good. This is not good. This is like a 4% disparity. Now it's 6%, and I'm pulling hate. I saved us 2 attacks by intimidating it, though, which is great. But it's really not the outcome you want. You want the pet to just hit it and keep hate. You don't want it to be playing games. And it plays a lot of games. I'll tell you, that's strength down, man. That is a real pain in the butt. It's 18 MP to remove too. It's it adds up. I already had the effect. I'm glad I didn't remove it. And you know, I came out here at 71 trying this, and it was death. It was real bad. So waiting till 73 made it much more tolerable. Now, still not great. Now that recoil dive, my blink just ate it. So wowee, that could have been real bad. All right, so we got a chain 3 there, which we expect. Let's see if we can rock a chain 4 here. We're going to have a long run here, and we got to make sure one of these two is separated. So again, there's really no guarantees that we can pull this off because of the long pull situation, but let's see how we do. Maybe that other Jaggle keeps walking. Yep. And we can pull it. Yep. Beautiful. Now, if it's a high level Jaggle, if it's max level 76, it's going to be tough no matter what. It only registers as a tough right now, but they're all going to register as tough at 73, other than the EMs. So it looks like we got one that's about 1 or 2 levels higher, so that's good. It's not 76. And he's putting defense boost on, or evasion boost on. Again, not the worst thing. In fact, that's the one we prefer him to use. We've got to eat sushi to make sure that we can hit, though. Yeah, this one is only 1 level above. It's taking a lot of quick damage. That's good. So I'm thinking we'll see a chain 4 here. I don't see why we wouldn't. The run was long, and the pull position was a little long. But I think we're still okay. Still better than a Biota Tree, let me tell you. Maybe next level Biota Tree might be good, but this level, this is still better because of the XP bonus at least. Like, even if you kill slower, this is still better. I gotta hit this guy twice in order to get a rampage range going here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that should be chain 4. There you go. Chain 4, 257. So, yeah. Very good. And then it's just rinse repeat, basically, you know? Like, grab the Iruka from the wall, kill this one, leave it, grab this one, kill number 3, you know, over here, then kill number 4 off on the wall itself. So, not a difficult camp at all. Just takes a little bit of patience to pull off. But it's probably, you know, we stopped for air, and we're on our registry here is XP watch XP is saying 3,700 per hour, and we took like a 5-minute break because of the re-raise and everything else. Maybe it was a 4-minute break, but that's pretty significant. The camp is definitely over 4K an hour. It's probably like 4,500, 4,600. Once you get rolling with it, it's pretty solid. So I think I will have XP band probably during this level range next time, and I won't mind it so much. But for now, thank you guys for watching. We had a great night. We got 3 Coffer Keys and 3 maps. Quicksand Caves, Ifrit's Cauldron, Ugalepi. We also got our teleport Altepa quest done. And we came out here and did a little bit of Mount Zayome XPing for level 73. So my name is Ashton of the Eden server 14, or rather for Final Fantasy 11. Signing off. We'll see you next week, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on the channel.